Hello Internet, I'm Thrax from Playtopia and this is the preview of March 2021's Humble Bundle, where I'm a rotten human being and specifically judge a book by its cover. Or in this case, I judge a bundle of video games purely by their promotional material. So let's check out what's coming this month. Number 12, Pesterquest. Pesterquest is this month's visual novel and caters directly to fans of the Homestuck and Hiveswap universe created by Andrew Hussey. If that doesn't ring any bells, then enforce some self-respect for your precious time on this earth and move along. Number 11, Boreal Blade. Oh god, the trailer starts with in-game footage and it looks janky and unpolished to say the least. I think the Frozen Byte team got drunk one night and said, you know what, I think it'd be fun to make an animated Thunderbirds fighting sim in a medieval world. Not what I would expect from the team behind Trine. However, it's only worth the price of coffee even when it's not on sale. Unsurprisingly, it seems to have well and truly already suffered the fate of any undercooked title that doesn't offer a single player mode, in that there's no user base left to play with. Unless you like hastily knocked out concept games where the few and far between players are no closer than 400 milliseconds to you, don't waste your time. Number 10, Ageless. Alright, I'm going to be super critical here and calling out that Ageless's gameplay style looks a lot like Dead Cells and a Celeste mashup, but with even less detail and resolution in its pixel art. It's got a generic planet name of Pandora, and I just don't know where this title's going. It looks too advanced for children and too childish for any other audience, and I am absolutely shook that it was published by my beloved Team 17. Steam reviews tell a similar story, and its standard edition is an insane $21.50. I also really dislike the fact that they use high-res fonts in-game and promotional wallpaper with great anime graphics, when the in-game graphics look worse than Duplo. This one gets a big thumbs down. Number 9, Peaky Blinders Mastermind. I've got really mixed feelings about this game, as the premise is pretty good and it's backed by a long-running TV series set in a time and place that really appeals to me, but the gameplay itself looks mostly like you're editing a video together. The timeline mechanics look like Adobe Premiere for dummies, and there's nothing that gives me hope that it performs smoothly as the animation looks really janky. The reviews tell a similar story, with many who have tried it out making comments such as it feels like a mobile game or it could have been a Facebook game. Normally a mental $35.95, I think the only way this game's going to get any more exposure is via bundles like this one. Number 8, Elex. Whoa, I thought I was confused by other trailers on this list. I don't think I've seen a trailer more confusing than Elex. Jumping around from universe to universe that resembles Warhammer, Dungeons and Dragons and John Carpenter's The Thing, and having no in-game footage, it's hard to tell anything about the gameplay or style of Elex from the initial trailer, other than the fact that they've played fast and loose with the Halo logo and may suffer from trying to do too many different concepts at once without polishing any of them. Diving into the Steam store, you get a look at the open world RPG gameplay finally, and the hefty price tag of almost $70. I'd say this game has a decent following, mostly made up of players that enjoyed the Gothic series by the same developer, but it seems to have a few issues with stability and the combat mechanics. If you're into brutally hard single-player RPGs with little to no hand-holding, Elex could be worth a few hours of your time. Number 7, Wildfire. This puzzle platformer with pixel graphics has impressive reviews and awards behind it, and some interesting looking game mechanics around embracing various elements in order to make your way through the game and terrorize the helpless NPCs. I can't tell if the dialogue in the trailer is meant to be satirical or if it's just bad, but it certainly looks like it would give me a few laughs. Wait, what the hell is that supposed to be? Did he just freeze a dead animal? Unleash your inner Saruman in co-op mode and attack random strangers, burn their towns, and blow up their homebrew distilleries. There really does seem to be a lot of carnage for a stealth game. Number 6. Cyberhook. Do you love Counter-Strike surf maps? Do you think the hookshot is the best weapon in the Legend of Zelda franchise? Do you love watching Quake done quick and wish you could apply a graphics mod that made it look like a Nerd or Die Twitch overlay bundle? If you answered yes to all of the above, then you're likely the target market for Cyberhook. This fast-paced seizure fest has great reviews that highly emphasize its great movement mechanics and speed. If you love parkour and speedrunning but prefer to sit around on your ass playing video games, this looks like a good few hours of fun. But I recommend getting it in this bundle because the usual $21.50 price tag is egregious. Number 5. Kingdom 2 Crowns. Or Kingdom 2 Crowns. I don't know how to say that. Kingdom 2 Crowns builds on a system already proven by previous entries into the franchise. A chilled out and relaxed couch co-op game where you and a friend can build and upgrade your towns. However, they only provide a single minute long trailer, so this is all the footage that I have to talk to. Number 4. WWE 2K Battlegrounds. This looks like a big, dumb, fun arcade wrestling game that's been lacking in the market for a very long time, maybe forever. It's got online co-op and PvP and remote play together or split screen co-op as well. The art style is excellent, and on the cover, it looks like everything you would want from a silly fun wrestling game. Unfortunately, yet unsurprisingly, 2K have made a number of money-hungry design decisions here, including microtransactions, always online DRM, and a stupid price tag of $69.95 for a wrestling game. Definitely thankful this came up in Humble Bundle because it's designed like a $1.99 pay-to-win mobile game. Number 3. Control. Control is a sci-fi action-adventure game from a heavy-hitting developer and publisher duo who have worked on titles such as Max Payne, Death Stranding, and the questionable Quantum Break, so I was a little surprised to see that the initial trailer does little more than raise many questions. The second trailer at least gives some context to the story, but it looks thrown together haphazardly and more or less forced together with ill-fitting concepts. You play as Jesse, who is drawn by a mysterious force and seeking answers to a covert government agency, who happens to have an office in New York City and highly visible and well-produced signage all over the walls. Doesn't seem very covert to me. You're given the distinct impression that Jessie has found her own way to the agency. Apparently, she's also been chosen as the new director, and is the first person to discover the supernatural hiss that have taken control of the building. To say I'm confused is an understatement. It certainly looks like it's worth the time to hear the story the way it was intended, given the production caliber and the range of awards from Best Setting, Best Art Design, and Game of the Year. Though it's curious that the only version available on Steam was the Ultimate version until this month's Humble Bundle, when they quickly pushed up a standard version lacking the DLC pack that was included in the Ultimate pack. Take from that what you will. Number 2. XCOM Chimaira Squad. I'll readily admit that despite XCOM's fan following and great success over the years, I've never played one or learned anything at all about the franchise. And even though Chimaira Squad is based years ahead of XCOM 2's storyline, this game grabbed my attention. The announcement trailer builds the completely wrong sort of hype, and it mostly jokes around and has no gameplay footage at all, but the longer explainer style video with in-game footage has got me buzzing. It feels like a unique blend of the Project Triangle strategy mechanics and a turn-based version of Payday 2, wrapped up in XCOM's universe. They're also making use of the down but not out mechanic that's become more prominent in games like COD and PUBG. There's a lot going on in this game, and may be daunting to any player looking to drop in for a quick game. Looking over the Steam reviews, it looks like this game is great for those into the genre who are not familiar with the XCOM franchise, but if you're an XCOM diehard, then it pales in comparison to the other titles. Number 1. Hotshot Racing. This is the sort of game that could bring a lot of positive attention to the Humble Bundle and get more and more gaming groups enthused about making content from games featured in them. Fast-paced, bright-coloured games modelled off arcade classics that don't take themselves too seriously, this racer is a throwback to the likes of Daytona USA, San Francisco Rush, or even the early Need for Speed titles. And unlike any of them, it's built for PC and online multiplayer. I will say it seems a little pricey, but it would inspire new humble subscribers like Nickbait and myself that like to take advantage of these sorts of games. It has some over-the-top rubber banding mechanics, much like Mario Kart, but for better or worse, it's an arcade racer you can play at home. It will never be a masterpiece, but it can still be a hell of a lot of fun and gain more than a little critical acclaim by doing so. I'm a little surprised this hasn't picked up any awards, however it was only released in the later half of last year and doesn't fit amazingly well into either the racing or party game genres. So that's it guys, thanks for listening to me rant and rate February 2021's Humble Bundle. Feel free to like, subscribe, whatever else, or completely ignore me. This is just the outro. Cheers.